Hello and welcome to a brief instructional video on downloading video from your phone onto a Windows computer. I found that it's best to use a cable to download large video files. I'm going to start by going to the Start button in Windows, and I'm going to go to the app that's called Photos right here. Okay. I'm not going to sign in right now. And next, I'm going to take my USB to Lightning cable and plug it into my iPhone. This would be similar if you have an Android device. It would be the same thing. We're still opening the Photos app. You'll notice we're going to get some notifications that that we are connecting a camera, and you'll notice that on the screen it says Add Photos from Apple iPhone. Select Import. Okay, so I'm going to click on that Import button. And I'm going to say from a connected device. It's looking for the device. I did get an error because I did not click allow on my phone yet. So I'm going to go ahead and click that allow button. And we'll click try again. And if you have a lot of files on your phone, this could take a little while. And there we go. It's like I have thousands of pictures on here. And I happen to know, let's see, it's going to be one of these backyard videos. Unfortunately, it's not telling me how long they are, so I'm going to have to download all of them. These are my backyard videos, and I'm going to import 4 of these items. It's importing from my iPhone. That's why it says Apple Inc. Okay, it looks like it's got the main video that I was intending to import. Brought in a couple others. You'll notice that it tells me how long each one of these videos are. This one's actually just a picture. 2 videos that I was kind of getting ready to get my video, but I can tell this is the correct one because it's 27 minutes long. Okay, even with cable, this still took about 4 minutes to download. Now that I've downloaded my video to my Windows computer from my phone, I want to see where it is because I'm going to need to know this information when I go into Adobe Rush. So I'm going to go to the file browser right here. And since we use the Photos app, it's going to put it in the Pictures folder. And by default, it might open with thumbnails or it might open in the list view. You can toggle that in the lower right-hand corner of the File Explorer. But I'm going to come over into that detailed view, and I know that this last one is the one I want because I can tell by how big that file is. So you can see this is 3,181,892 kilobytes, which is the same as a little over 3 gigabytes. 3 gigabytes, 3.181 gigabytes. I can see that if I right click on this by going to properties, and you'll see that that here we go, it's 3.03 gigabytes. Now, as I pointed out in the instructions, you do need to make sure that you have enough room to record a couple of long videos. My video is 27 minutes and it was 3 gigabytes. Now, you may have a more advanced telephone than I do, which means that it might record in 4K. My telephone records in a lower resolution, so it's not huge, but just know that these files get big very quickly. And a 3 gigabyte file is both too big of a file for PPAT, which is only allowed to be 500 megabytes. It's also too long. So this file is 27 minutes long, and we are only allowed to submit a 15-minute file. So now that I've identified my file, I might double click it and preview that just to make sure that this is the right clip. And so pretty boring in terms of my video, just a tree. But I also want to maybe rename this. So I can just click on that, or I can right click on it and go to rename. And I'm going to say, I'm going to call this my task 4 video. Okay. And I know the important thing is that I've labeled it and I know where it is. So I know that it's on my computer in the pictures folder and it's called task 4 video. Now you'll notice you might like folders. I like folders, so I created a PPAT video folder. I'm going to drag it in there, and that just might make it easier for me to find later. In our next video, we will edit with Adobe Rush. Thanks for learning with me, and I'll see you next time.